Is it okay? It's an NVIDIA broadcast problem for some reason. I'm gonna figure it out, you guys. I am in the process of figuring it out. Don't you worry. Yeah, but this is like, it doesn't have any noise cancellation, so I'm gonna be like while playing the game. Hold on. Blah 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 blah. Oh, I think we're getting places. I think we are getting. All right, this should be fine. This should not have me breathing into your ears. Very sorry for that. I don't know what happened. NVIDIA Broadcast is just having one of those days, you know? Which, to be honest, I get it. We all have them sometimes. Good evening, Manny. I am so sorry to hear that you got the Rona. It does suck. I do hate them sicknesses. I do hate being sick. On that note, my back hurts. And I hate that too. My back hurts so much. It's a good thing I'm on the bouncy ball now to like help it. Um, have you ever like been invited or rather been asked? Every time you get corona, it gets worse. Oh no, it sucks so much. For me, I've only gotten it once, I think. Might have gotten it more often, right? But you never know. 4 days straight. Have you considered getting another booster shot then? Because it's probably been some time since you've gotten your last one, right? Because you can get them again. I was considering it, but I have like I don't know. I've been lucky. I only had it once, like 2 years ago. It's a bit. No, that is true. But I thought like maybe 2, 3 months from now, right? Get another booster shot so the next time you get it, it's not as bad. Um, I'm trying to fix this save file thingy. Not very successfully. See, in general, I feel like I am good at multitasking, but one thing my brain does fail to do is process two language inputs at the same time. So right now I'm going through the files trying to find the Team Cherry folder to replace the save file, right? So I can do the Path of Pain again. And my brain like has a hard time reading while talking. But it's fine. I did manage. Yeah. You want me to switch to German, Manny? You're the only one watching right now. I might as well make it a German stream for you. If that's what you feel like. Can get some practice in. Right, this worked. Where my OBS at? There we go. Let me tell you about my day, Manny. Have you ever been asked to help somebody move, and you're like, yeah, sure, right? I'll help you move, no problem. And then you're in a good mood. You go all the way to a different city even to help them move, right? There's a 1 hour train ride. You go there being like, oh yeah, we're gonna move some boxes, la la la, right? You show up, you see your mate, you're like, oh hi, how's it going? I'm here now, right? Sorry for being late because you had another appointment in the morning, so you couldn't show up early in the morning, right? You show up at noon, around noon, and then like, oh yeah, hi. And then you see another guy coming out of the house, and you're like, oh yeah, that must be one of his plentiful mates that's also helping them move, right? And then you realize, nope, it's literally the only other guy here. So, let me tell you about my day. My mate, Norbert, who's like 70 years old, planned to move today from the 4th floor and the only other guy there was his son in his 30s. Ugh. And I carried so many, so heavy things today with that dude. Like, him and me, we carried the washing machine, the couch, all the shelves, the fridge, right? A million billion heavy things from the 4th floor down. And we didn't even have like a harness or straps, right, to help make the process easier. Ooh, my back hurts, I'm not gonna lie. There was a truck. The problem is, with that few people, we basically barely like managed to fill it once in like, I don't know, 5 hours or so. 5 hours of like heavy lifting. And the problem was that like he used to live like where the place he's moving out of is in like a really, really busy street that you cannot park in normally. Which is fine, because you can just call the city basically and pay a bunch of money to have them block like parking spots for you. Make it basically so you only can park there for that day. And he did do that. However, it was gonna run out at like 6 in the evening, so there was no way we were gonna fill up the truck, go to the new place, empty the truck, and then go back to the old place for like a second truck filling. Like, it was just humanly impossible, right? So what we did is we filled up the truck once. He went back home. He decided to empty it tomorrow because everybody was just so fucking exhausted by the end of that day, right? And then the stuff that's still in the flat is like mostly boxes and small stuff that he'll be able to like move with his car by going back and forth 12 million times, right? And I feel so sorry for the dude because he's like dirt shit poor, right? It's like, oof. Not a nice situation to be in. Not a nice situation to be in your 70s and have to move because your spouse died and you cannot afford the flat you lived in together by yourself, so you have to move into like a tiny house where your daughter, your son and your brother live, and the only people showing up for the move is your son and then your dead spouse's like friend, right? Yeah, that does suck. We made the best of it. Like, I did some heavy lifting today. Like, I am gonna feel this in my body tomorrow. And everybody was like, they were like, we had the truck half full and they were like, mate, I just can't anymore. Maybe we just stop right now. I was like, nah, boys, let's at least fill it up once, right? So when you go back home with it, at least you've got a full truck to empty and not half a full truck. I think it was the right choice, right? Because tomorrow they can just focus on emptying it. And we got all the big stuff. We got all the things that needs a truck that can't go into a car. Because the dude's too poor to probably rent the truck another day. And like getting the city to block off the parking is quite expensive too. So yeah. Not a nice situation at all. And you know, at least I could be proud of my muscles basically being able to carry, I'm gonna say, almost the same weight as the dude did, right? Which, you know, I've been training hard for that, to sort of very, very, very slowly be able to compete with a weak man. Thank you, Manny. Thank you. The scariest shit was the washing machine, really, because it's so heavy and I was a bit scared that it would just fall and crush the old dude. Like, I felt like I was probably gonna be fine because I'm like, you know, strong and nimble enough to sort of not get crushed. But yeah, we managed. Didn't crush anybody. We might have broken it though. We're not entirely sure it will work. And that would suck, right? If you go through all the trouble of moving an old ass, cheap ass washing machine for it to be broken. 30 years old was the dude's son, right? The dude's the dude who was moving, he's like in his 70s. His son was 30 years old, around 30 I'd say. He was the one I was carrying most of the stuff with. But like with the washing machine, we kind of tried to carry it as 3, even though I'm gonna say Grandpa didn't carry a lot of weight, but he was still in the sort of in the path of destruction if the washing machine were to fall down the stairs, if you get what I'm saying. It was weird, right? Because he did want to help a lot, like he didn't I think he just didn't want to be like, oh yeah, I'll just let the youngsters do it, right? He wanted to be like, no, I'm a manly man, I can do it. But if I'm entirely honest, I could tell that like he was absolutely at his like physical limits. Old men. They just don't want to be like, nah, I'm too old for this shit. But yeah, I guess it sucks when you're at that age and you don't have to spare 500 euros or whatever, or maybe 1k to get a mover to like move your shit, right? Speaking of moves, I will be moving in like 6 weeks from now. Manly man is your favorite. Yes, because I'm such a manly man, you know, it's something I identify with personally, so it's a line that holds a lot of truth and is very genuine.